morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. As you come into the chat, make sure you say hello to those around you. And let's talk about what we're going to do today. So I did kind of an open lesson. I copied several people from Chord Academy and also our YouTube channel and even our YouTube membership channel. Good to see you, Doug. First on. Doug is our first ever YouTube membership guy. So he's number one on the list. We do have about 7 people that have signed up for that, which I'm very excited about. Very thankful for that. Good to see you, Vicky. All right, so this main lesson on Thursdays, we do our all access group. So I also want for people to see what that's like when we do these lessons. So today's lesson is a 30-minute lesson on block 1 of the new course that's coming out. And it's simply beautiful jazz voicing. And it's actually 15 different jazz voicings that we're doing. This course has a descending bass line. It's all about voice leading, about using simple voicings that don't really have to repeat notes, right? To get these beautiful sounds, you don't need to repeat a bunch of notes. And that's just a fun little tip. But also, it's really important to be able to voice lead. And voice leading is like going from this note to this note. And wherever I'm going, I'm thinking about the next note of where I'm going. So I love to do voicings that lead it into different places, and voice leading helps really come up with nice voicings. Another thing about this course is we're doing block 1 today, and we're going to do it in 4 keys. We've been working on this in our academies, but as you go down and up and down the piano, there's certain voicings that are going to sound really nice. And so this 15 different jazz voicings will help you transition with all 4 blocks and really make this nice melody. And there's sheet music on everything, of course. So we always say good morning to each other. So once again, good morning, Doug. Doug is the speed police of iMusicAcademy. If I'm doing something too fast, he'll tell me to slow down. Vicky is my number 1 admin, an awesome student. Vicky, good to see you. Vance, good to see you. Vance is the poet who lets you know it. Always the wordsmith of the group. Good to see you, Rick. Rick is all things, man. Rick is the brilliant guy of iMusicAcademy. So many different styles, so much knowledge in music. That's awesome. Let's see, anybody else? Okay, so let's go ahead and dig in. So you guys remember, we've been doing, this is a 35-minute lesson, okay? So just know that as we go through this, a lot of this, if this is new to you, just remember that these voicings today are accessible for every single person. And we're going to start with our D minor 11 chord. Now, when you look at this, and especially in this new course, is we have chord formulas. What are chord formulas? Chord formulas are actual voicings that say, all right, root of D, the D scale, the flat 3rd, the 5th, the flat 7, the 9, and 11. So it's good to be able to know these voicings and also to be able to transpose them, and that's where chord formulas come in. Let me say hello to our superstar, Marla. Good to see you, Marla. Everybody say hey to Marla. Glad that you could join us on the front end in this stream today. And Marla, you'll find this nice because this is a nice review, and we're going to go make sure we do a couple of different keys. I have C, B flat, F, and E flat that we're going to cover block 1. Doug says he was playing block 1 on guitar yesterday, and someone said it sounded good. Nice. Hey, Doug, that's great to hear. That makes me feel good. Okay, so let's go ahead again. So when you're learning these tips, I always teach the secret sauce, like how do you take a D minor and all you have to do is go down a whole step and play a C major. So we said D minor and C major sound great together. Everybody knows that, and I could invert the D minor if I want to with the C major in second inversion. Still D minor and C major, but I can do that, D minor with C major, and that's going to sound fantastic, right? Doesn't matter what I do. And sometimes I like to sit on these voicings, right? We say, what is sitting on a voicing? Just doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just thinking D minor. Listen how nice this is right here. And you can put that you agree. We're not even at block 1 yet. We're just doing a D minor 11, the 2 chord, right? Most common progression in jazz is 2, 5, and 1, right? But we're just doing 2 right now. And if I take this nice C major triad in my right hand. Second inversion is my favorite, right? I love that sound, blues, gospel, jazz, you name it. C major and second inversion is where I'm going mostly. Now, if I go to F, listen to this. What about A minor? If you guys like the sound of that D minor and C major together, put that you like it in the chat. And when all we're doing right now is D minor 11. Now in this new course that's coming out, I want you guys to know something, is that most of the voicings in this course are 5 notes and none of them repeat. This is the only voicing in the whole course that is 6 notes. D, F, A, C, E, G. And the reason is, when we go to the next chord, listen to how beautiful that G13 is, and all I'm doing is 5 notes. Now I'm going to go back to, all right, everybody likes that, of course. It's D minor with a C major. And even practice going up to the F. See what I did right there? I went F. And all I'm doing there is C major, and I put even the D in there if I want. Triads. Okay, now I have that D minor. Now watch this. If we know our secret sauce, D minor with C major, that's going to sound fantastic, right? And then I still want everybody to know that that's from a D major scale. In order to build any chord, you have to know the major scale to really build the chord. And we know this at iMusicAcademy. I like to make sure you know your major scales, and that's why I'm including a scale reference on this course. So it'll tell you that not only is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, the D major scale, has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, but also it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So then whenever you're trying to spell a chord formula, D minor 11, I need to know that it's root, flat third from D major. Normally D major has an F sharp, but flat third, 5th, flat 7, 9, 11. And the reason I can say that's the flat 7, that's the 9 and 11, because I'm chord stacking. I'm stacking 2 chords on top of each other. And so this is not the second note of D major, it's the 9th. And the reason is I go root, flat 3, 5. Now I'm stacking the numbers on top. D minor with C major. Now this is important because if I go to another key and I go, all right, F minor with an E flat major, that's an F minor 11. And that's my shortcut. But I also want to be able to say, all right, for F major I go, there's my chord, but it's also from G, it's root, flat third, 5th, flat 7, 9, and 11. So I want to make sure that everybody can spell chords. And here's the most important tip, especially for my beginners to know. Whenever you're using chord formulas or you're trying to build chords in general, whenever you go to that specific chord, you have to go to that key. So let's look at the second chord in this block 1, and we have the G13. This is root, flat 7 of G, 3, 13, and 9. Now I'm going to show you something that I already showed you yesterday, or the day before, whenever it was that we talked about this, is that in my right hand I have a 4th voicing, B up to E up to A. Okay, now this is a 4th voicing. Whenever you play this kind of sound, I probably won't be able to monetize just because I just did that. But anyway, it is funny how many strikes I get. When I play saxophone and I'm goofing off on these saxophone streams that I'm doing, I'll get like 15, 20 copyright. It's not copyright strike against my account, but it just says you can't monetize. So anyway, what I was just demonstrating there is the song So What, famous jazz standard, right? And then it's a famous jazz tune, and then you say E, A, D, G, B. That's built on 4ths, E up to A up to D. E, F, G, A, 4 notes away. right? A, B, C, D, 4 notes away. And at the top of that voicing, it does a major third on top. But you hear the fourth voicing. And the reason I tell you that is because let's go back to G13 and notice the visual here. From 3, 13, and 9. That's a fourth voicing. And I can arpeggiate that. That sounds nice. I can go up to A flat. I can go down. I can go down in whole steps. So let me show you a couple of things that I'm just doing there. I really am not trying to be fancy when I do this because it really is this simple. I'm just taking a fourth voicing in my right hand. So let's go back to G13 and I'm arpeggiating it. I'm doing 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. Sometimes on black keys I'll do 1, 2, 4. I like that feel, but it's the same notes. And if you understand that, got it. I'm just using this fourth voicing to go up and down. I can go in half steps or whole steps. Right? Isn't that beautiful? The way I just did that, I went, let's say, it doesn't matter what song you're doing. 2, I like that. All right, there, I went major. Which kind of gives you a hint. So that's 3, 13, and 9. So it doesn't matter what chord I'm on. 3 of the F scale, 13, 9. 3, 13, 9 from E major. From E flat, 3, 13, 9. What about D? 3, 13, 9. What about D flat? Okay. Now, I want you specifically to listen to something. When I did this G13 right here, and then I went to G major, listen. So all I did is G13, G major 9, or G13 with the 9 on top. Isn't that amazing that you can do that? Because that's from G major, that's root, major 7, 3, 13, or 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, if you want to look at it like that. All right, now let's talk about this. Since we're talking about this one particular block 1 today, and we are going to transpose this in 4 keys, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand the amazing possibilities here. And we're just on the first thing. I first said, okay, let's learn this in root position, D minor. We know that we can do this in whole steps. Even that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? I go down again, right? So whole steps, I could spread out the voicing that we said we could do. Oh, there it is right there. There's our 6 chord, right? How amazing is that? There's the voicing right there, the 3rd voicing. Okay? Hey, Jeffrey says no sound. Please tell me. Please, please, please tell me you guys can hear everything. And then you could tell Jeffrey how to troubleshoot. Jeffrey, the most consistent guy at iMusicAcademy. Everybody, let's check on Jeffrey and also check on me by making sure that you guys can hear this. Okay? Everybody good on the sound? Okay. Now, yeah, Jeffrey, what you need to do something like restart your browser or computer or something like that. Yeah, I had my own problems on the other computer, on my old computer. I was doing some play-along tracks, and I couldn't get my interface to work. I just rebooted everything, and it was fine. We'll still be on, Jeffrey. Go ahead and do that. We want to know if it fixes everything. Okay, guys, so Marla. I want specifically Marla, who is an awesome student and sends me her practice recordings, which I always love when people do that. I want you guys to know, even on this first couple measures in block 1, I am making sure we're sitting on voicings, and I'm showing you different ways you can practice this, right, Marla? I could go D minor 11, I go to G13, which is 2-5, the most common progression in jazz. Maybe I want a little bounce to it. See what I'm doing there? I'm just doing 4 on the floor. 4, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Or I could go major. Okay, let's keep moving along. But I hope that you guys love that idea of sitting on these voicings. So Marla, one thing I would do for you, I always like to point out certain of our members that are practicing certain ways and certain ideas. And I want you to get used to practicing these voicings, even the D minor 11. Like listen to it when you put it over F minor. Listen to that sound. Put it over G minor. G minor 11. And go whole steps. Here we go. Maybe then go back to half step. See what I'm doing there? 2, 5, 3, 6. We haven't even got into the other keys. All right, let's keep going on. All right, so you have this 2, 5, and then we have 3. What do we do with this E minor 7? We have E, and remember, if you go up a minor third and you play a G triad, that'll give you an E minor 7 every single time. What's up, Dad? Good to see you. Everybody say hey to James, also known as T-Man. All right, watch this. Now, you remember how we can take this E, roll it up? I love the sound of that, right? To roll that up and you have your G triad. And also you can use your 4th finger to go up to the 5th. So let's put those 3 together, and we're about to start transposing, so get ready. Now, a couple of more interesting things to talk about is when you have these voicings right here, and I'm constantly thinking voice leading, right? But listen to the subtle ways if I'm going here, E minor, I like the sound of the roll, right? And sometimes I roll up my A7. Sometimes I go down. Sometimes I roll up to D minor 11. Sometimes I slide off the black note to the white note. I could go like this. So what I'm doing right there is I'm still thinking voice leading. Like I'm doing just some connection ideas, but I'm still just doing the same things. I'm thinking like this. Ba-da. So Doug says, how do you know which notes to slide? I don't know, Doug. Doug, that's an easy one. Just any black note to white note. Like when we do our Ray Charles things and we go. Right, let me do that again. Or the third. Let's just do some real-time practicing. What if we did this? See, and what I'm doing right now, just so we're very clear, is I'm not doing anything that I haven't already showed you guys how to do. Okay, now, if you understand, or let's do this little game here, is just put, if you've heard one of these things in our blues courses or in our all access group, just let me know. This is our Ray Charles idea, right? When you do What I'd Say. Right? That's just that idea of doing that down home fingering, right? And we need to be able to slide up, 1, 2, 2, and slide down, minor third to the second. And then another thing I did is I was doing this on purpose, right? Remember our secret sauce is that whatever key you're in, and we have 10 people watching right now. I love that. And some of you, I bet, are new to iMusicAcademy, or at least one or two of you. But a little secret sauce you can do is if you're in the key of C and you're playing C blues scale and doing all kinds of things, you can go 3 half steps down, and we have A blues scale. I'm just doing root 5th, root 6th. Even when I go to F. Okay, and Rick says E flat to E natural. Absolutely, Rick. Rick's got that. How about this? Now, what in the world, how does that apply to what we're working on with this? Watch. Yeah, Rick says same thing with the slide. A flat to A natural. That's right. I could go. So if I'm practicing this chords, I could do that. I could go. Even this. Okay, let's keep going on. The next one is this. We know what this is root, flat 7, 3, 13, flat 9. What a great sound. And even Rick is coming around to that sound right there. Okay, now we're going to transpose this. Are you guys ready? I hope that you continue to sit on these voicings right here. And just remember that this is one block out of 4 for this course. I'm thinking I should be ready to launch the course by tomorrow. I may even do a pre-order tonight, and I may throw in some kind of bonus for people who don't have the course. Well, nobody has the course yet. I'll do something fun. But watch this. And remember that you can use this kind of thing on any kind of song. If I'm going, we did Satin Doll. If you're doing, I don't want to play Satin Doll because then I'll get demonetized. But here we go, and I go, ba da 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 da, da 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 da, da, and you can use voicing for that. Okay, here we go. We're going to transpose this. So we just did C, 2, 5, 3, and 6. Now, in order to really transpose this, I'm going to have to get into some chord formulas. But since we're not going to have a lot of time, we're going to go probably 5 minutes extra. I promise we'll be done by 8:40. But we're going to do this. For the key of B flat, we're going to say, all right, what's our 2 in B flat? It's C. So the first thing I'm going to find is C minor. Go down a whole step and play B flat major. Now that's 2 of B flat. And then to go to 5, you have to have the root, the flat 7, the 3, the 13, and the 9. Let me do that again. Sorry. For C minor 11, 2, 5. Okay? Now for the 6th chord, what's the 6th chord of, or to the 3 chord? Let's do it in C again. 2, 5, and 3. So what's the 3 chord of B flat? Anyone know? Five, 3. So for the same thing for the key of B flat, you go 2 and you go 5, and then for 3, it's D. So you go D, go up a third, a minor third, D, 3 half steps up, it's an F triad. And then you do 1, flat 7, 3, 13, flat 9. And that's it right there. Let's do it again. Now, I want to show you guys something really important. When I go to the 3 of B flat, I'm still rolling this up, Rick, just like we did this on E minor. And you put your F triad, second inversion, and then watch what happens here. G13 with a flat 9. And remember, you can arpeggiate that if you want. So we have this. Just like we did in C. This is really, really important of how we need to know something, is that whenever I'm teaching about transposition, this is important. Watch my index finger, Marla. Notice how it doesn't change. This becomes the 13 of G. And you see how you can use these visual things? another thing you could look at is my top note's going to go up a whole step. Bottom note goes down a half step in my right hand. Gets me the fourth voicing. Watch this in the key of B flat. I go here, watch. Top note goes up a whole step, bottom note goes down a half step. Okay, Marla says, for the third in B flat, are we using D minor 11? Okay, Marla, what a great question. I love all these very thoughtful questions. I need to address this. This is really important. So, Marla, all we're doing right now is we're transposing all 4 chords of block 1 from the new course. And we have our chord formulas, so you'll get to see like D minor 11. You have D minor 11, and that's just a root position D minor with C major, right? And then we say we're going to transpose this to B flat, so root position C minor 11 to our F13, the 5 chord, and then we go the 3 of B flat, which is D. But I don't have to do D minor 11 because I could do that, but I like the voice leading of this because remember, for this particular course, we have a descending bass line that goes around, and we're doing this. It's any kind of D minor, but I'm thinking voice leading there. So I could do that, and Marla, I could go. If I want to, but I like this sound for this. Right? Because we're learning this particular idea as voice leading. What did I do right there, right? I changed it to flat 9 instead of this. So isn't that nice, Vance and Rick and Marla and everyone, that noticed that when we got to this right here, it's a D minor with our F major in second inversion. So I could almost get there in any kind of way. If I want to, I could be like here, 2, 5, and I get to this D minor. Let's do that again. Oh, sorry. That's fine. I probably will. Please hope not. That's pretty funny, Vance. Okay, now, so Marla, I hope I answered your question. Let me try to say that one more time of what is happening here. Because we have our first block 1, we're going 2, 5, 3, and 6. Doing the same thing in the key of B flat. Same exact thing. And we're teaching about voice leading here. I love this sound. Go back to C. All right, we have 2 more keys to do. We already did F major the other day, but let's do it again. F, you have G minor, and we're just doing block 1 from the new course. Here we go. By the way, we have people dropping in and out or coming in, and we've had a lot of people watching this, and I think a lot of people will probably watch the replay. I hope they do. But I put in there a link in the description to get you block 1 if you would like to have that. And all I simply do is say, hey, oh, you want it? Okay, here you go. And I just click it. I've granted that request over and over. My hope is that you'll learn these chords, have a lot of fun with it. If anybody is more interested or is interested about the courses coming out or any of my other courses, all these blues things we've been connecting, I have so many resources, and my hope is that people not only get my resources but actually use them. So anyway, I'm very thankful for those. Almost everyone in here is a member of one of our academies. We have a YouTube academy now that is a way to support the stream, but also get a lot of free stuff as well. And that's our YouTube channel. And you just hit join and you can see all the different perks you get. But it's really crazy what you get just being in that. But we also have an all access group. Marla's a part of that. Vicky's a part of that. Rick's a part of that. And so many others behind the scenes. And we go live every Monday and every Thursday privately. And of course, I went public today. But this is what it's like every time. And ultimately, it's investing one lesson, like it would be to take 1 hour lesson with me per month. That's what you would do, and you get access to everything. So I think it's a very good resource for you guys, and I love teaching, so I think it's a good fit. We have an awesome community here. So let's wind up by saying that if anybody wants that PDF, just click on that and I'll send it to you. Okay, so Marla says she gets the voice leading and it makes a difference. Yeah, Marla, I like the way you're thinking about this, because once you get these voicings in under your fingers, then you just start using them on every tune. You know, I did When You Wish Upon a Star. I did like you could go. I'll definitely get a copyright strike, right? And all I'm doing right there is voicings like that. I go. I went E minor, A7, and then that F minor. Like a bolt out of the blue. When you wish upon a star. Watch this. Disney just called and they want. What are they suing me now? I gotta send a royalty out to Disney for that. Okay. So Rick says, how else do we learn if we can play the songs because of copyright? Hey, that's why I say, that's why I had this up here where I say, look. For those that want to donate, I now have a way they can donate. On my public streams, there's a link down there, and it's Streamlabs. And you can literally make a donation of any amount, and it goes to help support the channel. I do not make a lot of money on ads anyway, but I definitely get copyright strikes. Anyway, that's really funny. You guys are making me laugh today. Okay, now we have to do F. So F, G minor. 2, 5, and then we go 3. What's the 3 of F? It's A minor. I'll speed this up. And then you have to go to the 6th chord. We already did this. Right? So 2, 5, 2, 5, and then the 3, A minor. Let's do one more. We have F. So for E flat, let's say if I was playing Misty and I go, look at me. Right? And I go 3. I know I'm going to get burned now. So watch this. That's the 2, F minor 11. Anywhere you need that, and then you go. And watch this. Remember this idea I said, Marla, that watch when I play my F minor 11, and then my thumb's going to go down a half step, my index finger is going to stay the same, and then, let me say that right. My thumb's going to go down a half step, my index finger is going to stay the same, and my top note's going to go up. So I did this. And then what's the 3 of E flat? It's G minor. And I go up 3 half steps to give me my B flat in second inversion. And then what's the last chord is this. We have to go, same thing when we did for this. 3, 13, and flat 9. That'll always be a C7 with that 13 with the flat 9. Let me do that again so you hear it. Now let's go back to C. Yeah, that is a great tune. All right, guys, what questions do you have as we wrap up? And I'm over time, I know it. I try to stick between 30 and 35 minutes, but it just never works out that way on a day that I'm off. I'm off work today, so. God bless the child who's got his own, who's got his own. That's right, Vance. I played that on saxophone yesterday. All right, guys. What a fun lesson. You guys made it so awesome today. Well, you always make it awesome, but y'all made me laugh today. I'm going to do a couple of saxophone streams later on this afternoon and some really fun things. I started playing the saxophone again, and those of you who know me know that I have this kind of nickname like Bobby Dustinoff because I dust off the sax almost every year lately where I play this gig on saxophone. And so I love the sound of the saxophone, and it takes a while. You know, you have to get your sound back. But I decided I'm going to play a little bit more, and it really hurts my neck when I have the saxophone and the strap. And I got this new strap that came in that puts the weight on your shoulders, and so it makes all the difference in the world to be able to disperse the weight there. And so anyway, so make sure you hit the bell notification even for our members. Sometimes you might want to drop in on one of those, and I play like any kind of song you can think of that there might be a backing track or way I can listen to it, and I just play. So it'll be fun. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love the way my sax tone is improving. Everything is getting there, but when Vance will tell you when I go all out, I'm going all out. I'm playing like trumpet and flute just to have fun and maybe hopefully to inspire somebody to practice and play. All right, let me give my shout outs. Once again, I'd like to give a special shout out to all of our members. Doug, good to see you. And Vicky, good to see you. Vance, always good to see you. Rick, might say your names twice. Marla, good to see you. Dad, good to see you. Always jumping on. Jeffrey, good to see you. Awesome. I think I got everybody. We didn't get Hugh. Where is Hugh today? He's going to be in trouble if he doesn't check in. All right, you got 20 seconds to say goodbye to each other, everyone. What is that? That's the way you could get away with a copyright strike. I do Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but I do it like that. Yeah, Marla, that I love that comment there. The consistent focus is really helpful. I really want to keep doing this. Is we're always going to keep repeating things, but I hope that you guys start to see how all of this is really working together. Like, we didn't just do this right here. We didn't just do block 1, but I also showed you guys how do we do this. Right? And notice how it all works together. And I showed you this. If I go G and I go, right? That's nothing new. Triads. A blues scale. Cool? All right. Have a great day, everyone. Y'all are awesome. So thankful for